we are hearing Bhaktyaloka. Now, one quality is there which nourishes devotion, that is dhorja. Patience, fortitude, perseverance. So we heard that one who has dhorja, he is called dhira. Dhira, and yesterday we heard about one who can control the speech. He's dhira. He's not talking unnecessarily worldly talks, but only about Krishna and what is related to the service of Krishna, no any other talk. Then, resisting the urge of the mind is the quality of a dhira person. As long as one does not practice controlling the urge of the mind, how can one practice bhajan while controlling the mind? Except while sleeping, the materialistic person develops many desires and never escapes from the urge of various thoughts. Even while sleeping, good or bad dreams occur as thoughts. The sages made Ashtanga Yoga and Raja Yoga to control the urge of the mind. But the rule of the Lord is that by giving slightly higher taste, rasa, one can control the mind, taking it away from low material rasa. Those who concentrate on the path of bhakti can control the mind very easily. In comparison with following other processes, but it is not so easy, as every sadhaka can see that the mind is very fast, uncontrolled. So Krishna also says in Gita, repeatedly you have to try again and again. But once one gets higher taste, then he can fully control. It is not possible with any other process. The mind cannot remain without an urge. If one urges it towards spiritual matters, it can maintain its function, but will not run to insignificant objects. So he will wander, that is the nature of mind, but wander in right places, not in wrong places. Like once Gurudev told me, you can think of Barshana Dham, and then you can think Brindaban Dham, Govardhan, you can think. So mind will wander, but will be controlled because used for the service of Krishna. Many people think that there is no method for controlling the mind except Ashtanga Yoga. But Patanjali accepts that just as Ashtanga Yoga controls the mind, meditation on the Lord or Ishwar Pranidhana or Bhakti Yoga can control the mind. Patanjali's Ishwar Pranidhana is not pure Bhakti, but Kamya Bhakti only. That means with some kama, with some desire. Bhakti whose goal is to control the mind can never be bhakti with no other desires, anibhilasita shunya. The yogis, they will also meditate on Krishna, but in order to get concentration, not to satisfy him. So that is not pure bhakti. Because other desire, other goal is there to get ekagrata, one-pointedness of mind. Cultivating Krishna with a favorable attitude is the only meaning of pure bhakti, the anukulena Krishna Nushilanam. This is translation. Means favorable, means for Krishna satisfaction, not for any other purpose. Thus, when pure bhakti is practiced, satisfaction of the heart arises spontaneously among the secondary results. Tasmat kenapi upayena manah Krishna niveshayet. By some method, one should concentrate the mind on Krishna. This Narad, I think, told. Somehow you have to concentrate your mind on Krishna. When one follows this instruction, the mind concentrates on the lotus feet of Krishna, and naturally the mind does not think of other subjects. The sadhaka controls the urge of the mind by cultivating pure bhakti. Meditating on his subject well, one can understand the natural difference between yoga and bhakti. I think here one T is missing. Meditating on this subject well, one can understand the natural difference between yoga and bhakti. In yoga, they want to get concentration for liberation. So that is why they are meditating on Bhagavan. But devotees, they are meditating on him to satisfy him. So that is difference. Then next one, it is very necessary for the person thirsty for bhakti to control the urge of anger. That is why in previous point, we hear in Ambarish Charitra, Savai Mana Krishna Padaravindaya. Ambarish Maharaj, he engaged his mind in thinking about the lotus feet of Krishna. It's one kind of devotional service. So in that way, mind is controlled. Or thinking about the pastimes, like for Kartik Brata, we have to think. Or also, Srila Sridhar Maharaj told, for sadhakas, when they get some responsible service, then they have to be attentive, so that will also control the mind. It is very necessary for a person thirsty for bhakti to control the urge of anger. As soon as the mind's desire is thwarted, anger arises. Like, I want respect. People should say, I am very beautiful. Then if someone does not say, then I become angry, furious. Or some other pride I have, some ego I have, someone that does not give recognition or is indifferent or does not give attention, then I become angry. So the fault is in me, because we are not practicing amanina manadena. Devotee should not demand any kind of respect for oneself because of having so much money, beauty, knowledge, or I'm devotee for 20 years, or any kind of demand for respect is other desire. It is wrong. It is anti-devotional. But because of these desires, we fight all the time. And we are distracted from service of Krishna. We are working for getting those desires fulfilled instead of serving Krishna. So, amanina manadena is to be practiced. It is not, our Gurudev, it is not only for speaking, hearing and speaking. You have to practice this. Not demanding any respect. And it is seen when you become furious, angry, it proves, it shows, it displays your ego. Where is your ego? False pride or desire for getting respect. And manadena, you have to give respect to others, to all others according to their status, because all belong to Krishna. So unless we practice this, then we are not actually practicing devotion. We may say, I am initiated, I am devotee for so many years, but I am not behaving as a devotee, I am behaving as a materialist. Immediately I become upset if someone does not give me some material respect. So how this is devotional? And aparadas will be there, because if we don't follow this third verse in practice, then offenses will be there in chanting, so we cannot get prema. So as soon as the mind's desire is thwarted, anger arises. Krishna says in Gita, Kama krodha bijayate. When there is kama, selfish desire, naturally, eventually, krodha will come, anger will arise. And when krodha arises, then you lose your consciousness, everything is lost. When anger appears, yes, gradually it results in destruction. This is from Gita. Krishna says, ultimate death is pranashyati. Everything will be destroyed. But the root cause is kama. And the root cause of kama is vimukkhata. You have to learn some Sanskrit words. Krishna vimukkhata. Aversion to Krishna is the cause of kama. Means aversion to Krishna is the cause first of false ego, and from false ego comes kama, and then krodha. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Krishna Bhakta Nishkama, Otoev Shanta. Devotee of Krishna is without desire, means selfish desire, Nishkama, no kama. And thus he is peaceful. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. The person who tastes pure bhakti has no insignificant desire of any sort in his heart. Thus, it is not possible that anger appears in his mind. Those who have kamya bhakti cannot conquer anger. Bhakti, but with selfish desire. Name and fame, money, sense enjoyment, all these things. Then, when there is some even slight obstacle to fulfillment of that desire, he becomes angry and cannot control. It will go on. He cannot stop it. It will go on for some period of time, or he will become violent or anything. He cannot. So we are behaving like materialists, not like devotees. Devotees should not have such desires, and then such anger and constant quarrel cannot come. So there is something wrong, some other desires are there. Kamya bhakti. One cannot conquer anger by discrimination alone. Vivek. This is good, this is not good. Attraction for sense objects quickly immobilizes discrimination and gives a place for anger in its realm. Attraction for sense object. It is naturally coming. Like if you put ghee and fire together, then naturally ghee will melt. Like that, when conditioned soul sees sense objects or hears, automatically, naturally that attraction will come. For some things attraction, and for some things repulsion. raga and dvesha. It is by nature and according to one's particular personal conditioning. Like man, jiva, conditioned as a man, will be attracted to woman, a woman to man. And particular type also. Some he will like, some he will not like. A woman, some will like, some will not like. It is by nature, by Maya. But some are also of same. But the point is that it is naturally coming. And also by karma, when those seeds of karma, which we did some activities in the past, and that fruit is now waiting in a seed form, then when time will come, that will fructify, and that desire will come, and he cannot control. He will go for that, will be attracted. Like Jiva Goswami, he wrote in maybe Paramatma Sandarbha or some, that Jiva is naturally conscious, but in conditioned soul, it is not manifest, but it is present, it is there. Like in a small child, kama or lust is already present, but now it is not manifested because he is in that age. When he will grow up a little, up to, I don't know, 12 or 13, then that sleeping kama will awaken. It is not that it appeared from nowhere. No, it was already there, but sleeping. And when it is sleep, he cannot understand. But when he will come to certain age, that will come out, and immediately he will be attracted. Like that, devotion and knowledge is already, consciousness is already in jiva, but it's not manifested. When you practice devotion, then it will manifest. It will not be newly created. So attraction for sense objects quickly immobilizes discrimination. Your intellect, what is good, what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong, it will immobilize, cannot act. Immediately when sense object, like someone likes ice cream, immediately he will be immobilized. Or someone likes chocolate, someone likes something, when he will see, he will go. Or man-woman attraction. It will immobilize and give a place for anger in its realm, because when eventually when it will not be fulfilled as one expects or wants, up to that degree it will not be, then anger will come, blaming, accusing. In the 11th canto of Bhagavatam, it is seen in the Bhikshu Gita section, Song of the Beggar, that the beggar was quickly able to control anger. Tam vei pravayasam bhikshum avadutam asajjana drishtva parya bhavan bhadra bahvibih paribhutibih. O kind Uddhava, considering him as an old, dirty beggar, rowdy persons would dishonor him with many insults. This is also natural. When someone sees someone lower, then he will oppress him, insult him, put him down like that. This is also natural in this world. That is why you will see someone is oppressed, then when he will gather strength, he will strike back, and then he will go down, and like this, always changing. This ego is also always working. Ego also, false pride also needs its food. so needs to put down insult. And those who are weak, at that moment they cannot take revenge, but when they will gather strength, they will take revenge. That is also out of ego. Revenge is also out of ego. If someone would be a manina, he would not mind such things. But revenge proves that he wants respect, like grass will stand up. After someone tramples, again grass will come up because ego is there. So it is not so easy to be a real devotee. We may say, yes, I am devotee, but to be real devotee by qualities, these Trinada Pisanichana is very rare. It is not so easy to get. Need heavy sadhana to purify your heart of all false egos and desires. Kechit trivenum jagrihur eke patram kamandalum pitam chaikeksha sutram chakantam chirani kechana pradaya cha punastani darshitani adadur mune. Some of these persons would take away his sannyasi rod, and some the water pot which he was using as a begging bowl. Some took his deer skin seat, some his chanting beads, and some would steal his torn, ragged clothing. Displaying these things before him, they would pretend to offer them back, but would then hide them again or withdraw them. Anam cha vaikshya sampanam bunjanasya saritate mutrayante cha papishta stivantyasya cha murdhani. When he was sitting on the bank of a river, about to partake of the food that he had collected by his begging, such sinful rascals would come and pass urine on it, and they would spit on his head. Who can tolerate this? Kshipantyeke vajananta esha dharma dvaja shata kshina vita imam vritim agrahitsva janojitaha. They would criticize and insult him, saying, "This man is just a hypocrite and a cheat. He makes a business of religion simply because he lost all his wealth and his family threw him out. Evam sa bhautikam dukkham devikam dehikam chayat bhoktavyam atmanodishtam praptam abhudyata." The Brahmana understood that all his suffering from other living beings, from the higher forces of nature, and from his own body was unavoidable, being allotted to him by karma. So who can follow this? If false ego is there, false desires, you will become furious, angry, revengeful, everything. Such brahmanas, they are very rare. They know without Krishna's sanctioning, no one can do anything. If someone does something like this, it is Krishna's sanctioning. I'm to get such fruit of action, so I have to tolerate. It is my karma. It is no one else's fault. All are good, I am bad. They see like this. I am bad because I was doing bad activities, so now I'm getting this. All are good. They're instrumental in the hand of Krishna, who is all good, so he's tolerating and doing bhajan. It's not so easy to become a sadhu, a real devotee. Our Gurudev also, one time, someone some were accusing our Gurudev so much and falsely, then some his god brothers told to Gurudev that you will have to react, otherwise they will continue and you don't see what they are doing to you. Then Guru said, Krishna is very merciful to me. This is how Gurudev's reaction was. All were urging him, you have to go, you have to do something. But Gurudev's vision was, Krishna is very merciful to me. It's not so easy to become a sadhu. We may speak, that is easy, but in practical life, that is not so easy. So all three tapas, from suffering from others, from his own body and mind, and from natural catastrophes, he saw it is because of my karma. I'm suffering. Then the Brahmana said, Etam sa astaya paratmanishtam abhyasitam purvatamer maharshibih aham tarishyami duranta param tamo mukundangri nishevayaiva. Becoming fixed in Paramatma, as established by the previous sages, I shall cross over the insurmountable ocean of nescience by service to the lotus feet of Krishna. Fixation of mind to the object of worship, that is Nishta, that is Trinada Pisonichana Tarora Pisahisna, when no other desires are there, all anartha nivritti is completed, then he can practice. Tolerance as a tree, someone will cut him, but tree will not protest. Someone will cut me, he will insult me. Maybe outwardly I can try to hold, I will not react, but inside I am burning. That also does not count. That is pretending. But these real devotees, even inside they don't have that disturbance because of insult, and they have no pratihingsa. Pratihingsa means revenge. Someone is doing something wrong to me, so then I will do counter hingsa, pratihingsa, that is revenge. And generally revenge is more, our Gurudev told, someone is slapping me, I want to give double slap to him as a counter. But this sadhu here, he understood. I can cross over nescience by fixation of mind to Supreme Lord and by serving him. I am Atma, a small jiva. Krishna is Paramatma. The averse jiva is fixed in samsara and receives suffering from other beings, from his own body and from nature. Serving Krishna is the jiva's eternal dharma. In this world, I will renounce attraction to samsara and worship Krishna, being fixed in the Supreme Atma. Controlling words, mind and anger, I will take support of meditation on the Lord, along with living a life favorable to bhakti. Taking support of this method, previous great sages crossed the ocean of samsara. Being fixed in the Lord is seen sometimes in household dharma, with examples of the conduct in Janaka and others, King Janaka. Sometimes it is seen in the conduct of persons like Sanak and Sanatan in the renounced order, they are brahmacharis. Actually, in the two conditions, there is one item, being fixed in the Lord. Other than by being fixed in the Lord, one cannot cross the dark ocean of samsara. Difficult to cross. Serving Mukunda is my only shelter. Taking his support, I will be delivered. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was speaking this verse. After he took sannyas, he was repeating this verse. Swami Maharaj also told to his sannyasi disciples that they have to repeat this verse. Otherwise you forget what for you took sannyas. So although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas from Mayavadi, Keshava Bharati, with only one danda, that was externally. Why? Because his target was to receive respect from others so that he can deliver them. That was out of compassion. Because in Navadip, some group, they became against him. They became envious and they wanted to beat him. And Mahaprabhu said, how I can deliver them? I came with the medicine, but now it is not working. So then he thought, I will take sannyas. Then naturally everyone will give respect, then I can deliver them. So that was his thinking. And because Mayavad sannyas at that time was more prominent in India, it was respected by everyone. That is why Mahaprabhu outwardly took sannyas from Mayavadi. But his practical mood was mood of this Tridandi sannyasi in Bhagavatam. It is mentioned, he is Tridandi sannyasi. That is Vaishnava sannyasi. Their conception is not like Mayavadis. Mayavadi think, when I take sannyas, then I become Narayan, I become God. And there, whenever someone sees sannyasi, they will say Namo Narayana. But Mahaprabhu did not want to hear this. That is Mayavad sannyas. But Vaishnav sannyas, and they want to renounce everything. The whole world is Maya, Brahman, Satya, Jagat, Mit, everything. Renounce, reject. But Tridandi sannyasi is a real sannyasi. He engages his body, mind and words for the service of Krishna. Later on, Nityananda Prabhu broke that one danda of Mahaprabhu into three parts. So to signify that Vaishnava should have three danda, engaging body, mind and speech for the service of Krishna. And Mahaprabhu himself, this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita also, after taking sannyas, he was repeatedly praising, yes, what that Tridandi Bhikshu in Bhagavatam says, that is right, it is correct. I am also following this mood of serving Mukunda. So this we have to understand, because I heard also from some devotees, very strange. Like Mahaprabhu, we don't know he's Mayavadi or what. He also took Mayavad sannyas. They're totally wrong. If they would read Chaitanya Charitamrita, they would see why Mahaprabhu took sannyas externally from Mayavad and what was his internal mood. That was Tridandi sannyasi. In this song of the mendicant, we see clearly that it is very difficult to cross samsara by actions of yoga, etc. One attains everything by being fixed in bhakti to Krishna. The person who subdues the urges of words, mind and anger by bhakti is dhira. So we have to practice bhakti, but bhakti is also not so easy. To come to the stage of nishta, crossing all anarthas, to come to Trinadapi, that is Nishta, is not so easy, and it may take time. But there is no other way. If you want to get prema, you will have to cross this stage. It is very difficult to give up false ego, false desires, and practice this. More tolerant than a tree, who can do that? And amanina manadena. It is very necessary to subdue the urge of the tongue. Materialistic people are busy endeavoring for the 6 tastes in chewed, sucked, and other types of food. Today I will eat rice with meat. Today I will endeavor to eat kecharana. Kecharana, here it is explained, maybe kichuri. Today I will drink some delicious drinks. In this way, the hankering materialist wanders about. As much as his tongue eats, his hankering increases. Those who wander about with hankering of the tongue will find it difficult to attain Krishna. Mahaprabhu has said, Vairagi hoya kore jihvar lalas, Paramartha jai ar hoy roser bosh. Vairagir kritya sadanam sankirtan, Shak patra phol mule udar bhoran. Jihvar lalase jay iti uti dhai, Shishnodar parayan Krishna nahi paye. If a renunciate is eager for his tongue to taste different foods, his spiritual life will be lost, and he will be subservient to the tastes of his tongue. The duty of a person in the renounced order is to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra always. He should satisfy his belly with whatever vegetables, leaves, fruits, and roots are available. One who is subservient to the tongue and who thus goes here and there, devoted to the genitals and the belly, cannot attain Krishna. So if always you are after taste, this taste, that taste, then you are working for that thing that will distract you. What is easily available by Krishna's mercy, his prasad, that one has to accept, not with the target to enjoy some taste. One should fill the stomach with what is easily available. If one offers sattvic food to Krishna and eats the prasad, one reflects on Krishna while satisfying the tongue. If one without effort receives tasty food as Krishna's prasad, one cannot control the desire of the tongue. Gradually the urge of the tongue is subdued. Yes, sorry, I read wrong. If one without effort, means no separate effort for enjoyment, if without effort receives tasty food as Krishna prasad, one can control the desire of the tongue. Gradually, the urge of the tongue is subdued. Then, the urge of the stomach is one disturbance. Eating to relieve hunger and maintain life is what is necessary for the stomach. The person thirsty for bhakti should maintain his body by regulated eating. Those who do not do this and endeavor for excessive eating are surrendered to their stomachs completely. They are slaves. So how much is necessary for maintenance, that you have to be regulated. Not excessive eating. Controlled eating, that is mitabuk, is one quality of the devotees. If one eats lightly, the body remains healthy and there is no obstacle to bhajan. Those who do not have the power to control the urge of the stomach are always lusty for eating. If it is not the Lord's prasad, one should not eat that food. Those who make this firm vow can nicely control the urge of the stomach. Fasting on Vrata days also teaches control of the urge of the stomach. Ekadashi, Mahadvadashi, Ram Navami, Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima, Nityananda Trayodashi, Bhamana Dvadashi, this is fasting. The urge of the, so this is the urge of the stomach. You should not eat too much, more than necessary, and eating only prasad. The urge of the genitals is most fearful for materialistic people. Loke vyava yamisha madhya sevanitya hijantur nahitatra chodana. It is from Bhagavatam. In this world, people are always attracted to sex, meat eating, and intoxication. The meaning of this statement from Bhagavatam is very deep. Those who are situated in the body made of blood and flesh develop association with women based on instinct. It is naturally, by Maya it is there. To restrict this nature, there is a rule for marriage. Those who desire to be free of the rules of marriage have almost the animal-like behavior. Those who surpass the natural rules by the strength of bhajan arising from devotee association and attain attraction for spiritual matters find the association of man and woman most insignificant. Those who are filled with attraction for matter can never control the urge of the genitals. Many of them indulge in many non-Vedic actions. So there are some who, by bhajan, they surpass this maya of attraction. But here, Bhaktyaloka is saying, those who thirst for bhajan are of two types in relation to this tendency. Those who, by the strength of devotee association, attain purity, here is a mistake. Those who, by the strength of devotee, attain purity, give up association with woman completely and perform bhajan. These are renounced Vaishnavas. Those who have not removed the tendency to associate with women remain as householders, following the rules of marriage and perform bhajan. Associating with women according to the rules is called controlling the urge of the genitals. Means that rules of marriage according to Vedic scripture, or how bona fide guru will give what is progressive for someone. It should not be degrading, but it should be progressing, but from the stage where one is, what will be progressive, and that is also changing with time. So you have to update those rules. Controlling the 6 urges mentioned according to the rules is favorable for bhajan. When the urges remain strong, they become unfavorable for bhajan. Subduing these 6 urges is called dhaurya. As long as one has a body, one cannot completely uproot these urges, but if one can engage them in suitable objects, they do not produce faults. Thus, Narottam Thakur in Prema Bhakti Chandrika has written, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarja, Damba, Soho, Stane, Stane, Nijukta, Koribo. Ananda Kori, Hridoy, Ripu, Kori, Parajoy, Anayase, Govinda, Bojibo. Engaging lust, anger, greed, illusion, intoxication, envy, and pride in various ways, I will conquer the enemies, giving bliss to my heart, and will easily worship Govinda. Kama, Krishna Karmarpane, Krodha, Bhakta Dveshi Jone, Lobha, Sadhu Sange Harikatha, Moha, Ishta Labha Bine, Mada, Krishna Gunogane, Nijukto Koribo Jatatata. I will offer activities of lust, means passion, that activity, in service of Krishna. Show anger against the haters of devotees and exhibit greed for hearing about the Lord in devotee association. Without attaining Krishna, I will feel bewildered and will become intoxicated with singing Krishna's qualities. In this way, I will engage this. Matsarja is not engaged here. Envy, it cannot be. Envy, one has to give up. When prema awakens, automatically there is no envy. The deep meaning of the verses is that the intelligent person, withdrawing all the urges from their objects, will make them favorable to bhakti. That can happen only by dharja. There is only one paragraph more, then this topic will finish, so I will read. There is another use of the word dharja. Those who are engaged in sadhana desire to obtain a result. Karmis desire a result of happiness in Svarga through Karma Kanda. Jnanis desire to attain liberation through Jnana Kanda. The devotees desire to please Krishna in performing sadhana bhakti. Because of the time delay experienced during sadhana, some become impatient and fall from the spiritual goal. Thus, the person who, attempting bhajan, though desiring results, takes support of dharja, in this sense here it means patience, attains the result. It is stated in Bhagavatam, Ambarish Maharaj also, he could gradually get prema. So there is some time, you cannot get it all of a sudden, so you should not lose patience. You have to go on for a long time. If you lose patience, then you will give up practice and you will never get. So one meaning of dharja is also patience. Krishna will give me mercy today or after 100 years or in some birth. I will take shelter of his lotus feet firmly and will never give them up. This type of dorja is most desirable for the sadhakas of bhakti. So they know my duty is to serve Krishna. When he will rescue me and give me that eternal service of Krishna, that will happen when Krishna will want. So they will not, even here, they will not have that expectation. I should get it in 1 month, 2 months, or 1 year. If not, then I will give up everything. No, real devotee will never give up, even if he does not experience a result, because he knows my duty is to serve Krishna. So when he will give mercy, that is up to him. Anytime he wants, that is up to him. My duty is to serve him. So that is called dhorja. And this is most desirable for the sadhakas of bhakti. So tomorrow there is Gopal, Bhatta Goswami and Ramachandra Kaviraj. We will hear about them.